Hello, and welcome to Game Rate, a show in which we review games. Today's episode will be on the amazing hero, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Released in 2020, developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony, Spider-Man Miles Morales is a continuation of the 2018 game Spider-Man, which follows the character Peter Parker and his adventures of being Spider-Man while fighting his own villains. This game instead has you playing as the character Miles Morales, who has taken the role of New York's only Spider-Man, as Peter Parker goes on a trip to Europe with Mary Jane. While Peter is gone, Miles gets caught up in a fight that was started from a group known as the Underground, as they try to stop an antagonistic organization known as Roxxon from releasing their newest form of energy called Nuform. Miles is sent through an adventure to stop both groups from destroying the entirety of New York, as both groups try to stop Miles from intervening. During these adventures, Miles will come across many surprises and many changes to how he sees things as himself and Spider-Man. The movement and combat system can be really fun if you're okay with being stuck in third person, but this allows you to see all the different kinds of movement that Miles does while you fight, with acrobatics to aerobatics. It can also show you some nice slowed down movements when you do a perfect dodge. Your regular combat is mostly punches and kicks, but with the use of your superhuman abilities, you're able to shoot webs at enemies, launch enemies, do air combat, become invisible, throw things at enemies and even throw enemies themselves, and use Miles' new ability, the Venom Power. Aside from regular combat missions, stealth missions are quite common in this game, with most of your story missions and side missions being a stealth mission. During these missions, your main goal is to take down all the enemies without being caught. You can do this by waiting for enemies to be in a position to take them down, using props to kill enemies, use your gadget traps, and slamming enemies' heads into the ground. The use of gadgets can become really useful inside of combat. Starting off your arsenal, you have your web shooters. If enough are shot at an enemy, it will encase them in a web prison that stuns them, or it can get them stuck on objects if they're either next to a wall, vehicle, or are on the floor already. The holodrones are your useful companions that can start combat with your enemies and will take the load off of you in combat. Your remote mines are one of the most useful gadgets in your arsenal, as it can be used to immediately eliminate your enemies in regular combat and in stealth, as it keeps you undetected and leaves your enemies clueless. Your final gadget is the gravity well, which can be pretty difficult to use, as its main use is to pull enemies together and make them vulnerable to your Venom Power. There is a vast set of collectibles ranging from the time capsules to your suit that can all be viewed inside of your inventory. Each time capsule has a different item stored away in them, but they can only be collected after you complete the mission Reconnection, where you go and see your friend Finn and look at your science fair project and relive some of the memories of that science fair. The podcast can be viewed as collectibles since they appear quite randomly, and they show the two sides that people feel towards Spider-Man. The narcissist JJ being, well, a narcissist towards Spider-Man.
Hey Jonah, looking good! Very fast!
Menace! A feckless, treacherous, unhinged menace!
And the Danacast, who is actually very helpful and friendly towards Spider-Man.
Out the Spider-Man stuff. We all know that much. But
My favorite collectibles are the suits that you can wear. Not only do they look cool and have all of their own special and unique looks, but they also come with their own suit mods that can go with your other suit mods. Some of the suits are the sportswear suit that you start the game with, the Great Responsibility suit, which you get from Peter after finishing their first fight with Rhino, the Into the Spider-Verse suit, which comes with a suit mod that brings the Spider-Verse's animation to the game, the Purple Rain suit, which is obtained from completing your uncle's music, 2020 suit, which is gotten from completing all the Spider-Man training simulators, the Uptown Pride suit, which is obtained from completing all the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man missions, and my personal favorite, the 2099 suit, which is gotten by reaching level 12. There are other suits, but they are mostly gotten through just leveling up through the game. Spider-Man Miles Morales is amazing, with its great story, fun and challenging boss fights, great map to explore, and many collectibles to gather along the journey. Thank you for watching Game Rate, and I'll see you next time.